everybody. Just wanted to touch bases with you real quick. I wanted to show you what I've been working on. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about today on how to remove tumors, cysts, and different kinds of growths and masses that grow inside of our bodies. So first thing we want to talk about, right? What exactly is on an energy perspective? Energy perspective, it's probably comprised out of emotional trauma or some sort of physical injury, maybe even some sort of an astral fragment. That can be residing, just kind of depends like where it's at. Like if it's in the brain, it's probably like an astral fragment, whereas if it's like, in the reproductive area, it's probably emotional trauma. So it's not limited to that, but that just kind of gives you an idea. So with that, what we want to do is we want to be able to penetrate that mass. And what we want to be able to do is help change the frequency of what's going on inside of there. So for me, I like using a Karnak pendulum. This to me is connected to the negative green frequency, and what this is it's very good at penetrating and carrying white light into what we need to do with this. So with this next step it's worked really well for me to use a Karnak pendulum. So let's talk about something real quick before we talk about that. When we're scrambling the frequency of something and when we're changing these different cellular structures and this and that, one of the things that we want to talk about is optometrics. And optometrics implies the use of energetic pulses. Some people use them with their hands. You can do it mentally. For me, I like using a snap of the fingers. So when I'm using the pendulum and I'm working on energy, I can hold it over the photo of the person, or if I'm holding it, maybe that thought in my head, I can work on them that way. But as I'm doing it, as I'm sending the energy, I have a snap that works right with it, okay? So that's the general concept of it. And counting with it is going to be essential, because when we use our mental energy towards wanting to create something or disassemble something, when we use the pulses of energy and clearly count 1, 2, 3, and count sometimes 7, maybe 10, maybe a little bit more, you'll know when your pendulum starts going back to a north and south or a side to side, kind of evened out spin though, and it's balanced out. So using these pulses of energy, we're going to use that to help dispel some of this energy and change it and all that good stuff. So when I work on it, I like to hold over the photo. I like to hold right over the person. If it's someone that's in person, I'll hold it right over them. And I'll hold the thought in my mind, and I'll ask at this time to unfold the energy of the person, which this will temporarily disconnect the astral, the etheric double, and the mental body away from the physical body. And we ask to do this in 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. As you can see, it kind of balanced out to a north and south, and now it's ready for me to ask, or ready for my next command. So the next command would be that I would want to ask for the loosening of molecular cohesion in whatever tumor, cyst, mass, whatever it is, and I ask for loosening molecular cohesion in 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? As you can see, we're ready for the next command now. Now I ask for the greatest separation of molecules within the energy mass in 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Now it's helpful to know that when we do this, it's important to do the work on ourselves, but now that we've taken the tumor and vibrationally changed it and raised its vibration, we now have assistance. If you think of doctors and physicians, surgeons, just like we have here in this world, we also have them in the astral. So they can help us remove this stuff. So I can simply ask the pendulum at this time, do we have any astral doctors that would wish to assist? For me, it's a clockwise spin. I realize it's backwards for you guys, but for me, it's clockwise, so that's yes. So then I ask, do we have your permission to help remove this energy? Absolutely, yes. So we go ahead and ask for that to happen. Universal knowledge, I ask that we call upon the assistance of our astral doctors and physicians and surgeons and ask that they remove this energy. Remove this energy from the etheric double, from the astral, from the mental. Let it do its work. We now ask to send this energy to a healing chamber in the Love and Charity Hospital in the astral realm at this time. Let it send. Okay. And we ask upon healing that this energy be fully regenerated and asked to merge back with its higher self or be allowed access to whatever dimension best serves its evolution. And then we ask, at this time, is the physical energy clear and able to be coupled back to the physical body? All right. And so we ask to couple back the etheric double, the astral, and the mental bodies back with the physical in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. So basically that's kind of the way it works, is we not only do we have our command, right? We also use the pendulum, which gives us something to focus with, but then when we incorporate the snap, just like a shamanic rattle, just like the bells that people use to help clear stuff, what we're doing is we're creating more energy with it and we're directing it a lot more. So the sound, the frequency of the snap and counting really helps establish sensitivity with what we want to create with our mental energies. So give it a try. You know anybody that's dealing with any kind of tumors or cysts or anything like that, just remember we want to be able to get it into a state where we can call in the assistants to help us with it, because really they're on a vibratory level that's a little bit higher than us. But if we can raise this vibration enough up to them that they can reach down and help, that's kind of what we're doing. And here working with the pendulum and working with other people, that's what we are, is we're a bridge. We're a bridge between the physical and the astral, and there's definitely a lot of help out there with us. We just got to be able to be open to call upon them and ask for it, and be open to receive the gifts. So like I said, this goes off of a palmetry, and it was developed by a guy named Dr. Lacerda back in the 1960s in Brazil. Pretty cool stuff. Talks about a bunch of his work at this place called the Garden Home, where he helped a lot of people with this different kind of stuff and obsessive spirits and pretty cool things that he was able to discover through the use of a palmetry. So bridging the gap between a palmetry and pendulum healing, I think, is going to be essential in understanding what we can also use, and that as far as to be able to count and really focus our mental energies. I love pendulum healing because it kind of helps you understand like a neutral perspective. It doesn't really see things as like good or bad. It's just kind of a different like frequency or vibration. And so I think with that kind of helps keep you neutral, and I think makes it even better. And always remember, when we do this work, definitely say your thanks. Cast your circle of protection, or ask to surround yourself in the light, or whatever it is you want to do that makes you comfortable. I would do that. And definitely don't forget to thank everyone that's involved that is helping you with this work, because really if it wasn't for the work of us and the help of our assistants in the astral, it would be really hard to achieve this. And doing it discreetly is a big thing too, because it is charity and it is a service. And so what we want to do is, if we know someone that could possibly use some help with it, just go ahead and affect them anonymously. And I think you'll find that when we do it from that angle, I think you're going to find a lot more success with it. So hope you guys enjoyed that. I enjoy sharing it with you, and it'd be interesting to find what you find with this technique. Hope you guys have a good day. Talk to you soon.